Hey, we are here today with a very special prognosis episode, session, whatever you want to call it. We are here in Athens, Greece with Yanni from Dreadbox, and he's going to give us a tour. We're going to get a little behind the scenes action here at the Dreadbox complex, work center, factory type place. And see how they put some of these awesome synthesizers together. So sit back, relax, enjoy this tour. We are drinking a Zeos dark beer here from Athens. Is it from Athens?
Yeah.
And it's, just a second. Extremely good. And so sit back, relax, enjoy the tour of Dreadbox, and we'll enjoy the beer and maybe some synthesizers later, okay? Cheers! Oh, sorry. Cheers! I'm used to doing it by myself, okay?
Okay, welcome to our headquarters. This is Curtis. Say hi. Not very polite today, is he? Welcome then. And from here we have some display stuff. Not very important at the moment.
Wait, you also have an award.
Ah, yeah, it's for Sonic Sales. And I have the Sonic State, yeah.
Best poly sound.
And I have the final, the last Murmux V2 available, which I will keep for me if that's okay. Here we have accounting, designing team. This is all the designing team here.
The one-person designing team.
Yeah. Marketing team and graphics team and emailing team and
all things team.
And all things team. Here is where we also take breaks, eat, discuss about stuff. In this room is where, like, magic, let's say, where most of the things happen. It's the development room where we actually work on ideas. We design stuff. At the moment we're in the middle of fixing minor issues for V3.
And so for the curious people, you are a Mac guy.
I'm kind of blend. I have a Windows laptop and a Mac.
Okay. Free bugs, all right.
I have no more bugs. And here is where we do all the packaging, and it's where we keep all the stock on ready items. Here we have some DIY kits and they're ready for sale. For here, for example, we keep them here ready to ship. Some modules ready, but that's the only stock we currently have because we're sold out. Good thing.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's mostly, the warehouse in here. And then from here is what I used to call a mini studio room, a mini rehearsal room, where we used to play music when we had more time. Now it's like a place where we store all kinds of instruments. Actually, most instruments are not in here right now, but we store all kinds of stuff, and we actually test units.
So it's also a sound test room.
Yeah, it's a sound test room, which it's kind of out of order. A lot of potentiometers for stock, other stuff like knobs, jacks, MIDI jacks, and then here is the main workforce, where we actually assemble units, and right now we are assembling an Erebus V3, as I can see. And that is how we assemble actually everything that is on hand. We put some PCBs on, like the usual way, and start populating.
This is the hand-assembled part of hand assembly.
Yeah. And we have 3 of these poles where, you can run stuff. And then here is correction part, where you take a board when it's, soldered, and you actually correct it, fix minor issues, cut the board,
So
clean it.
when they've assembled that over there, then what's the next step? It's soldered, or?
After that, we go here. We go to the solder room. Which not only the solder room is. We do woodwork also here, but yeah, mainly we get them here. For example, these are not soldered yet. And the idea is that you use a soldering block. So you grab one of these, put it here, get it out, it's soldered.
Awesome.
And then you have to just check it, see if it's done correctly.
Okay. And then you might need to hand solder, clean it up, or...
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
We also do all the woodworks in here. For now we have some epsilon pedal sides ready done. We actually get them from this stage where it's not a solid piece of wood, but it's only cut, with a CNC like a square, and we have to trim it, paint it, drill the holes and stuff.
I didn't realize you did some of the woodwork still yourself.
We also do this is a screen print for the little Erebus spokes for the kit.
Cool.
We do the screen prints here also. But the general picture is they assemble, we solder, we correct. After the correction, we have a number of boards, and then those boards go all the way back to the tester.
Okay.
If they work, we do the enclosure assembly here. Now we don't have anything that's been assembled, but the general idea is that we get the boards here, assemble them, then again back to test them, check out is it working correctly.
Right.
Trim it. This is actually where we test the final product. We check it visually on the oscilloscope. See, is it ready? Is it okay? All kinds of tests, sound tests, fine tuning, everything happens in this office. And then in here for packaging.
Okay, so this is the packaging table.
Yep.
You have lots of boxes ready to be used and packed.
Actually, now there are very few.
Oh yeah, okay.
We are expecting the enclosures to arrive. After the enclosures arrive, we have to order boxes.
Okay. Okay, awesome. Curtis is still protecting the front door.
Usually Yannis is the one who starts something new.
Yes. Keep going.
Έλα ρε Γιάννη, πρέπει να μιλάς λίγο.
When Yanni has an idea, do you usually discuss the idea, try to think about what you want musically, what you think might...
Okay. Here's the thing. When I have an idea, I present it to Dimitra and say, hey, this is my idea. Dimitra at that point will not care at all if it works. But she will see, like, how many notes do I have here? What can I make with it? Does it look cool? Okay, maybe, yes, now I can make it look cool. Now let's see, does it works? And then if visually it's not working, we are actually redesigning stuff.
Yeah. Most of the times I ask Yannis to add more features so as the layout is for me convenient and easy to work with and
To use all the space.
yes, exactly.
And that's where you need to do some brain squeezing, because up to that point you said, okay, I cannot put anything else here. And then she says, I need something here, and you're like, oh no.
Where to place this on the PCB. But
Yeah.
he always finds a place.
We do
To add
usually
this
find
stuff.
something, yeah.
I think it's not easier. Because many synthesizers, many companies try to make innovative devices, and then you have to do in a higher level.
That's how Dimitra thinks.
Yeah,
I just don't care. I just try to make something that I like for the Abyss. Yes, because I cannot play the keyboard.
Okay.
I never. It's very rare. I will use 4 fingers on a keyboard, and so that sums up to well, I don't need more than 4 voices. For me, it's more than enough. So there you have it, 4 voicing polysynth, good for me. And then I just add effects. I love effects. That's almost
that's how we started.
yeah, because we liked effects. And there you have it, the Abyss, for example. It wasn't like an act of trying to get someone to buy something. It was something that I like, and it looked like a complete product to me, so it's out. And 80% of products, that's how they work here.
It's something you find interesting personally. You like to make it. It inspires you, and you produce it.
Yeah. Don't know, for years,
Something like this.
and maybe 2 years prior as DOIer,
Yeah.
something like that.
So you started doing pedals around 2009, 2010? Or?
Wait. Dreadbox started on 14.
Yeah.
I was still doing pedals actually.
Yeah.
I stopped pedals on
2 years ago, maybe.
1 year ago.
1 year ago, okay.
Yeah, we stopped the pedals. So technically we were doing pedals for 6 to 7 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that really help you develop your skills to make the synthesizers?
Definitely.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just an easy way
To start and
to go.
understand things.
Yeah.
And you were a design team from the beginning, yes? You helped
Yes,
with
yes, yes.
Okay.
Although it wasn't always like, discussing stuff. I remember the first 2 years, she had another job where she couldn't quit, like say, okay, bye-bye, I'm leaving. So she had to work in the afternoon for Dreadbox, in the morning for the other guys. And there was not so much time. So what I did was, I was designing synth, making the layout, and say, hey Dimitra, this is the layout. Now you have to do the design, the marketing, the enclosure, say how it looks, find the name. Good luck.
So,
and she was like, oh.
so it's true then that you are 99% of the design team of one.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Is that difficult at times? Do you wish you had help?
No, because I wish that there would be more design things to do.
Oh. So Yannis needs to design synthesizers faster. Just
No. Please no.
How much faster?
You develop a new thing every 2 months.
And you think every day.
I think you once said that for you the creating part is it's your favorite part.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then once you have to build it and test it and sell it, then it's not as fun.
Thank God now we have a team that does that.
Yeah.
I just say, hey guys, this is it, this is how it works. Now you have to assemble it, test it, check it, and let me know if it works. Petros.
Petros, yeah.
Yeah, Petros. There was this guy when I used to make pedals, like not as DIY, but not very professional, because I still had a job when I was doing I wasn't doing synthesizers. I had the morning job, and in the afternoon I was making pedals. So there was this guy that was playing the bass, and he was looking for a bass overdrive. So at that time I had this bass fuzz, was it he wanted?
Bass fuzz.
Bass, yeah. It was like a fuzz for bass, which he liked. He saw it in a Facebook ad, I don't remember where. I really don't remember where he found me. So at that point we didn't have a workshop, we were doing everything in our house. So he comes to our house and says, hey, I'm Petros, I'm here to buy the overdrive, and he actually tested, blah blah blah. But at the same time, I was trying, I had my first ever made synthesizer lying in the corner, which was a pedal synth.
A creepy pedal
A very
synth.
creepy pedal synth, where the key bed was like this square, long...
MDF.
I had assembled the thing with nails. Yeah, but still was working.
Yeah, it was working.
So he checks out and says, what's that? And I say, it's a synthesizer that I play with my foot. And he says, wow, nice, can I hear it? And he did hear it, it was sounding quite nice. So he said, you know what, I'm doing woodworks. Wanna try to make this much more decent? And that was like June or July 13. 6 months later, we were at the NAMM show with him,
Presenting.
with the Monk series.
Yes, the movies.
Yeah.
Hi there, I'm John Yukmakos. I am from Athens, Greece. We have some synthesizers here, analog monophonic synthesizers. We call them Mormacs.
I remember I quit my job, packed some money, to fund it, and we were like rusting there to make it work, and it actually did work, and that's how we started.
Yes.
Really, yeah.
Every year, though, you've come out with at least 1 or 2 products, correct? Yeah. And
That's true.
we can
I
see.
think it was about the time that analog synthesizers were getting much starting to get attention. And it was very
Very-
fortunate for us because I didn't try it. It was a very lucky moment that we went there.
And we had the murmuks that
Yeah,
were really nice looking synths.
the funny
And
fact.
very different from the others, so I think that's why
Yeah,
Yeah.
we succeeded, let's say.
you remember that we had 3 murmuks. The pedal synth, which was the initial idea that we were going to the NAB show only with the pedal synth.
But
And
then,
really, yeah, at the moment, remember, I had no idea what the NAB show was. I just, what really was. And you made a very good research. And she said, Yannis, if you go there with that,
with one product,
with
it's-
one product, you're gonna spend like 10K. She initiated the fact that we need to
to show more
stuff. Yeah.
So how long did it take?
December, that was December 13, 1.5 months before the NAM show. So I called Peter and say, man, we have to do something cheaper because a 2.5 thousand euros synthesizer with 2 oscillators that is playing with your foot and it doesn't even look like anything you've seen before, don't really think it will work. So I think it took us 1.5 months to make the initiate and the semi-modular
Yes.
Wow.
modes. And I remember the day before I fly to Leh, I was working 22 hours to make, yeah, that's true, to make the semi-modular to actually work. Because it was bugged. But yeah, figure this out, it worked. And I consider us very lucky that we are actually having this now.
Yeah. Well, like you said, the timing was very
Yes.
fortunate.
It worked out.
We love I personally love the idea of the DIY thing. There are many DIYers in the world and we really want to give them something of great quality and great features in a really great price. So we
More
should
kits.
continue the DIY kit thing.
I agree with that, but I have another view on that. It's like if there weren't DIYers, I wouldn't be able to learn how to do that. So
Yes.
you give other people a chance to learn. And when you provide a DIY kit, you provide schematics, you provide the board, you provide like
The
everything.
knowledge
Yeah.
to do something.
It's nice to do that.
Yes.
So I think as you've discussed before, you're mostly self-taught, correct?
Yeah.
Through the internet, do-it-yourself groups?
Internet, 2 or 3 specific books. Yeah.
Very cool. Do you still find it challenging now? Do you like doing new things? And
It's always challenging. When you try to do something new, challenging. Analog electronics are, in my opinion, pretty straightforward. It's pure physics. It's either it's working or it's not working. And you can always understand why it doesn't work. So, from that point of view, it's not challenging. It's just a matter of look at what you have and try to think why it doesn't work, blah blah blah. The challenging thing about analog electronics, I think, is to find new circuitry. Some people claim that everything is done, but I disagree with that. And there are engineers out there that prove that every day. No, not really. Truth is, I'm not so much into modular. Modular. Okay. What helps me come up with new circuitry is prototypes. Usually on prototypes I leave empty circuits, like in the simple words, I leave empty space with components where in case that I need to do something I can do it easily on a prototype board and not to have go through breadboarding and then why this breadboard doesn't work because this cable is not right, blah blah blah. And I think that is where most ideas come from. Most of my best circuits are an accident, like the Erebus filter is an accident. I did a very nice ring modulation thing to Erebus V3, Tria is 3, sorry. So it was almost an accident. I want to get into hybrid, but not pure hybrid. I like digital control analog signals. I like digital modulations, analog signals. We are already doing this with Medusa.
That's what I wanted to ask you about, because you were talking about analog and how that you felt was fairly straightforward. But now with Medusa, the possibilities for modulation, routing, control, different parameters, automating parameters is expanded in a way that it can make it more difficult, I guess, to maybe know where to stop. Because sometimes you have more options digitally in a hybrid than maybe just analog. Or do you feel that's true?
That's true. Thank God the digital development of that thing wasn't mine. We shared ideas with Polyend, and okay, I suggest stuff, they suggest stuff, we came up with a plan on how to do that, but okay, now you can do your job, guys. Let me do mine. And they did theirs, like the digital stuff. And I think these products came up so nicely that I'm super happy with it. And not only that, it's very refreshing to leave someone else do some job on the developing. It's like, it feels good.
So you do foresee more hybrid digital analog ideas in the future?
Yeah, I think hybrid synthesizers are where we are going now. It's pretty straightforward.
Okay.